What if I told you that 9 experienced hikers died under the most mysterious, terrifying, and unexplained circumstances in the Ural Mountains? And over 60 years later, no one can agree on what really happened. This is the story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident, Russia's most chilling unsolved mystery. January 1959. 9 Soviet hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, set off on a ski trek through the northern Urals in the dead of winter. Their goal? Reach the peak of Mount Otorten, a name that translates from the native Mansi language to "don't go there." All were experienced, trained, tough, but they never made it. When the group failed to report back, a search party was sent. What they found defied logic. February 26, 1959. Rescuers discovered the hiker's tent, half buried in snow. But here's the kicker. Small blue diamond, the tent had been sliced open from the inside, not unzipped. Whatever drove them out came fast, and it came with enough terror to make them rip through their only shelter. Small blue diamond, all 9 hikers fled into the freezing -30°C night, many of them barefoot, nearly naked. Small blue diamond, some wore only socks, others just underwear. One had a single shoe. These weren't amateurs. They were elite hikers trained to handle extreme weather, wilderness survival, and crisis scenarios. Yet something triggered a panic so primal, so immediate, that they abandoned everything. Their clothes, their gear, even their sense of reason. So what could cause 9 experienced hikers to flee like that into certain death? The bodies were discovered over the next few months. Some within a kilometer of the tent, collapsed in the snow, frozen in positions suggesting they had tried to return. Others were found hidden deeper in the forest, under several feet of snow and debris, as if they had taken refuge, perhaps from something. The causes of death? That's where it gets truly bizarre. Small orange diamond, 3 of the hikers suffered fatal internal injuries, shattered ribs, skull fractures, yet had no visible external wounds. Medical examiners compared it to being struck by a car, but with no bruises, no cuts, as if the force came from inside. Small orange diamond, 1 hiker, Ludmila Dubinina, was found missing her tongue, her eyes, and part of her lips. Not torn or bitten, removed, almost surgically. Others had burns on their skin and clothes. Even more disturbing, traces of radiation were found on their garments. And yet, the official Soviet investigation concluded their deaths were the result of a compelling natural force. A vague, cold phrase that only deepened the mystery. What force could mutilate bodies, crush bones without breaking skin, and strip people of their sanity and survival instincts? Let's dive into the most talked about theories. None of them proven, all of them disturbing. Theory 1, avalanche. This is the rational explanation most often pushed by officials. The idea is that a sudden snow shift, perhaps a small avalanche, triggered panic. The hikers slashed their way out of the tent and ran to escape being buried alive. But this theory has holes. Small blue diamond, the slope of the mountain wasn't steep enough to cause a serious avalanche. Small blue diamond, no significant avalanche debris was found near the tent. Small blue diamond, and if they were fleeing an avalanche, why didn't they circle back once the danger had passed? Also, the injuries don't line up. Some hikers had broken ribs with massive internal trauma, but no scratches, no bruises. That kind of selective destruction just doesn't happen with snow. Theory 2, military experiment gone wrong. Some believe the hikers wandered into a classified Soviet weapons test. This would explain the radiation. It would explain the secrecy, the sealed documents, the altered testimonies. Multiple witnesses in nearby towns reported strange orange orbs in the sky the same night the hikers died. Could they have been test subjects for new sonic weapons? Blasted with concussive waves or exposed to experimental gases? It's possible. The Soviet Union was at the height of the Cold War. And if something went wrong, if civilians were killed, the easiest thing to do would be to bury the truth. Literally. Theory 3, infrasound madness. According to some researchers, a rare atmospheric event, known as a Kármán vortex street, could have created infrasound, low-frequency vibrations below the range of human hearing. While we can't hear infrasound, it can deeply affect the body. Symptoms include nausea, fear, panic, hallucinations, and irrational behavior. Imagine the entire group being slowly overtaken by a wave of internal terror, fleeing their tent in total disorientation. It's one of the more scientific theories, but again, does it explain the massive injuries? The missing eyes and tongue? The burns? The radiation? Feels like a piece of the puzzle, but not the full picture. Theory 4. Paranormal forces. Now we go off the edge. Some say the hikers encountered something not of this world. There were UFO sightings reported in the region around the time of their deaths. Locals believed the mountain was cursed, calling it Kolit, which translates to Mountain of the Dead. Some even claim Yeti tracks were found near the scene, though no solid evidence has surfaced. But perhaps the most chilling theory? The group stumbled into an interdimensional breach, a tear in the fabric of space-time. That would explain the sudden madness, the irrational actions, the warped injuries. Maybe they experienced something so alien, so incomprehensible, that their minds and bodies simply broke. Could they have been pulled into another realm for a moment, just long enough to be changed, hurt, or hunted, before being spat back out into our reality? Many researchers believe the Soviet Union knew more than they let on. Key documents were classified, witness testimonies were altered, and the area was restricted for years. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the case, but only to reaffirm the avalanche theory. No mention of radiation, no explanation for the internal trauma, no closure. Today, a monument stands near where the hikers died. The pass was renamed Dyatlov Pass in Igor's honor. But to this day, no one knows for sure what happened on that frozen slope. Was it a freak of nature? A secret experiment gone wrong? Or something darker watching from the shadows? What really happened to those 9 hikers on Dead Mountain? Why did they flee into the snow, barefoot and terrified? Why were some crushed from the inside, without a scratch on the outside? We may never know the full truth. But the Dyatlov Pass incident remains a haunting reminder of how little we understand about our world and what may still be hiding in its darkest corners. Speech Balloon, what do you think happened up there? Drop your theory in the comments. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and never stop questioning. This is the Unknown Archive.